Assalamualaikum to all the customers we are having. We are having few customers here also, all the colleagues of Bank Alfalah. And I would like to especially welcome Mr. Mohammad Ashfaq Sahab. Ashfaq Sahab जो हैं वो पाकिस्तानी निजात जर्मन है, उर्दू में कहना बड़ा आसान होता है, और he has contributed greatly towards Islamic banking and finance. पिछले आधे घंटे से इनके साथ we had a wonderful discussion and interaction about how the things are shaping, and we call it ethical banking, obviously, in the Europe. So how the ethical banking is shaping in Europe and especially in the Germany. Ashfaq Sahab ne Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance established here in Germany and in Pakistan also. And very kind of him, we should give him a big applause that whenever we requested him, so on a special request, he is here from Germany to deliver a lecture on Islamic FinTech, which is a very specialized field. So let's welcome him. Ashfaq Sahab ज़्यादा तारुफ अपना खुद ही करा देंगे, लेकिन he has a great experience. For the past 10 years he is abroad and he has traveled over 30 countries in terms of Islamic banking and finance. Abhi he is doing a PhD in Islamic finance, or just a short while ago I came to learn that he is working on liquidity in Islamic finance, which I think is quite relevant to us also. पाकिस्तान में Islamic banking हम तो खुद के ethical banking में Islamic यूज़ करते हैं, और alhamdulillah I think it has flourished by leaps and bounds. And during the last 10 years or so, thanks to the efforts of the customers, of the market, of the colleagues, of the Islamic bankers, of the regulator, everyone, Pakistan it has flourished even at a rate which is much higher than the entire world, and at a rate which is much higher than the conventional banking growth. All this is obviously due to the factor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a mandate to establish Islamic banking and grow it further and further. Obviously, the ultimate destination is that it should prevail upon the rest of the banking in the world and at the global level. With this, we have been introducing a number of programs, a number of integrations. Ashfaq Sahab हमने पिछले चंद सालों में काफ़ी मेहनत की, और Bank Alfalah is one of the pioneers in terms of Islamic banking and finance. और Bank Alfalah में अगर हम देखें तो this is one of the largest windows in the country. और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अभी हम लोग जो हैं we are growing at a very fast pace and we are one of the fastest growing banks in the country. The Islamic banking window which Bank Alfalah is enjoying, हमारे पास अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह we are having the entire suite of products and services under the sky, which is possible thanks to the dedicated team of Islamic banking. The departmental heads are sitting there. GM Islamic banking is here. Rizwan Sahab, sorry, could not join us. अभी हमने उनसे फोन पर बात की. Rizwan Sahab is busy in ELCO meeting. उसको order दे रहा था, उन्होंने इनको जाना था. उसके अलावा on the learning and HR side हमने अपनी एक अदना सी कोशिश की है कि हम जो integrations हो सकती हैं local level पे, global level पे उनको करें. One of the integrations which we did in the linkage was with FAB, Finance Aggregation Agency of Malaysia, we did it. Or alhamdulillah, we are the first bank in the country having international linkage and certified trainers and training contents at the global levels. Then we are the partners with Center for Islamic Economics, Darul Uloom ke saath. We work very closely, and our each and every learning content is vetted by Darul Uloom. हमने उसके बाद we have conducted a number of programs jointly with Darul Uloom and CIE, and in the past 3-4 years, Islamic banking, special thanks to all the colleagues who are sitting here, the Islamic banking colleagues, कि हमारी training जो है उसकी outreach has been 100%. It's a need driven and 100%. Having said that, this is a very brief background. लेकिन the way forward is FinTech. So FinTech is the name of the game. Social media is the name of the game. The things, the message, the technology is the name of the game. It spreads like a fire. और आइंदा आने वाले टाइम में it's the cheapest mode obviously, and it is the quickest mode. At the same time, in my very humble opinion, the challenge is that whenever we reach out to the customers very quickly, the challenge remains the sustainability and the customer की जो हमने retention करनी है, that is I think the big challenge.
From Pakistan, away from Pakistan, so then you lose your contact and networking. I'm overwhelmed to be here at Bank Alfalah. I have been in touch with some of the colleagues working in Bank Alfalah, and I knew the journey how Islamic banking flourished in Bank Alfalah. So thank you so much once again, and I'm feeling very privileged to be part of now Bank Alfalah and to share some knowledge with you, and also learn from your questions and what you are doing. You are the real guys working very hard to implement concepts, practical concepts. I would like to show you a small video, and maybe I need a bit assistance so I can show this video. Then I will explain, and I come back to our core topic. Facing from this new development. First of all, anyone would like to share what is, I know you are well versed about it, but just I would like to engage with you, I would like to build a confidence, so not analyzing or giving you any test or checking your knowledge. What is disruption? Any idea about if you hear the word disruption, what comes in your mind?
Disruption could be the breakage in some kind of a business, could be a loss or some other incident that happens in any business which stops the cash flows of the company.
Okay, so something which happens which could be a dramatic for the organization. Any other? Yes, of course, you are absolutely right. Disruption is something what we are doing routine work, but we have to change due to some innovation, due to some change in process. So this is all about disruption. I have given fintech short survey. Do you have copies of that? We are going to distribute shortly a very short survey to you, and just to analyze how you perceive fintech. We are giving you one copy of survey. It's a very short survey. It will just take 2 minutes to fill it. So please be kind. Just give your perspective. It's anonymous, and then we will continue the presentation because I would like to involve you. But in the meantime, until you receive the survey forms, we can define disruption. As we just agreed, disruption is what we are doing routinely. We have to think over whether this has made sense or we have different opportunities, different alternatives. So a new method of delivering a service and generally injecting greater efficiency. So something we need to find how we can efficiently do something. So this is all about disruption. And you will give your views and we will analyze it and we will present you the results as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need your attention. Let me continue from the disruption. We agree that disruption is something which helps us, or which forces us, not helps, but rather forces us to do something in a unique way or in a different way. This disruption is not something new. In every time we face these new challenges, and if you look at, so this chart shows the you can say, technological disruption. And so, for example, first industrial revolution started by the end of 18th century, then start of industrial revolution. Then in the middle of 1970s, we had programming and robotics. And by the end of now we are here, which is known as Industry 4.0. How many of you are familiar with the terminology Industry 4.0? Industry 4.0, you are well aware of it, but might be you're not familiar with the terminology. Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution. We can also call it financial or technological revolution going on. And at the moment, in developed countries, for example, in US, in Germany, China and India, they are also working or striving with each other how they can leverage it. So Industry 4.0 is nothing but how you can use the technology to offer products, services, manufacturing in a best and most efficient manner by reducing the cost. So this is the Industry 4.0, and even German government and US government, they are competing and they are putting billions of dollars to give incentives not only to their financial industry as well as to their manufacturing industry to find ways how you can use Internet of Things, means cyber physical systems. So the topic which we are having, financial disruption, Islamic fintech, it is related. So the point I am making is, this concept is not new, but we are facing or we are embracing this concept in a different level and in a different scenario. So that means this is a continuation. If we talk about Islamic fintech, so fintech is a combination of finance and technology. So how you can use the principles of Islamic banking and finance, and you can support these principles with the help of technology to give your services, to offer your products to the people. So this is all about Islamic fintech, because you have already technology there, and how you can use and leverage from this technology. So we can conclude that Islamic fintech is a combination of Islamic financial principles. You know already, you are learned and seasoned professionals, plus with the technology is Islamic fintech. If you look at here, this slide was I was talking about where we are now. If we specifically look at what is fintech and why we are talking about fintech, Islamic fintech started very recently. And let me make it very clear for your expectations as well, because you were waiting and you came here to listen something. This is a new paradigm. So the rules and regulations and dynamics are still need to be settled on. So this is because this is on evolution phase. Things are taught theoretically, practically people are discussing it, financial institutions are working in this field, but it's not still a developed, you can say, technology or developed segment of financial services industry. To just give you a perspective, in 2013 there was only 4 billion investment in the area of fintech, which increased up to $12 billion by the end of 2014. So this is a very small segment compared to other financial services sector. Why we are talking about it? Let me give you another example. You are the pioneers, especially in the area of Islamic banking, Bank Alfalah, and you introduced several products in Pakistan and wherever your presence is. How many of us have realized when 50 years ago or beyond that we had the access of ATM cards? So, for example, before that, the banking industry was in some different scenario. With the ATM, with the help of ATM cards, debit cards, credit cards, that completely changed our way of living. And so this is, when we talk about Islamic fintech, this is, I cannot prove the authenticity of this job, but we talk in our discussion. Once Haji Sahib went to Makkah and he took his ATM card and he took the money from the machine and he was praising Subhanallah, money is coming from the wall. And so this was the psyche behind it. That was also an industrial and financial services revolution. So he was thinking that the money is not coming from the machine, but he is visiting Makkah, that is why the money is coming from the walls. But he was not aware the wall is behind the the machineries behind the motor. So that changed the industry. As I would like to just add one quotation, there are many quotations in the area of financial services revolution. Bill Gates noted in 1994, he said banking is essential, but not the banks. And there are many new innovations in the area of banking and finance going on. I will shortly share with you as I move with the topic. If you look at the fintech, it's not an easy system. It's a combination of different areas, because on the one hand we have emerging technologies and tools. For example, smartphone industry. We will talk about the potential benefits of smartphone industry as well. Then consumers are getting sensitive. They are very well aware. They have different choices. As Mr. Anis Ahmed Anis shortly mentioned, they are switching different sides in a very short span of time. So their consumer literacy is pretty high nowadays. We have new startups, we have investors, we have venture capitalists. If you have a good idea, if you have a good product, they are going to finance that product. And then different regulators and regulatory bodies, they are involved. That means the fintech, there are different, so there is no one entity involved. This is a mixture of different segments, different players. So this picture is rather pretty, you can say, simple. Now, I have another question. What do you think? Because you are the seasoned professional, just to engage with you. What could be the most important area which could be impacted by the financial disruption? You know what is financial disruption. In coming days or in coming years, what could be the most important banking area which could be impacted by financial technological revolution?
Access to the technology.
Access to the technology? Okay.
Access to those technological
Tools.
tools of the
Okay.
Software houses.
So, sir?
Software houses.
Software houses? And my question is within the banking area, because we have online payments, we have asset management, we have so there are different things. So within the banking area,
Within the banking area, it would be hitting all areas.
yes, but it will be the most important. So
Most importantly, the consumer side,
absolutely.
System failure.
System failure.
I think the most impacted dimension may be the deposits, because the customers can switch over very quickly to online payments and settlements very rapidly with the different institutions for the best return.
Absolutely. So you are quite absolutely right, because deposits and fund transfer. Recent survey conducted by PwC, which is a consulting company, and they also provide business intelligence. They asked questions to 500 professional bankers in different parts of the world, and they asked the question, which part of the financial sector is likely to be the most disrupted by fintech over the next 5 years? So that was the question. And almost 80% of them, they stated that the consumer banking and fund transfers and payments are likely to be the most disrupted area by the end of 2020. As I would like to continue your discussion point, because consumers have more access to information with the help of smartphones, with the help of technology, different software. So followed by fund transfer and payments, investments and wealth management and similar. So this is the important area. And then I will be coming very shortly to give you another quotation from a central banker, how he is perceiving a banker from a very famous country, how he is perceiving a fintech in the area of finance. Now the question is, if these statistics are correct, can Islamic banks afford to sit on the sidelines while a consumer services revolution is taking place around the globe? Do they have to think whether they can be part of this growing and emerging industry? Of course, the answer is yes. Now the question is why we need to pay attention. Why we are here, why we are talking about it. The answer is very simple. We know the story of Nokia and BlackBerry. Some times ago, every business executive, that was the pride of every business executive or any person having the access of BlackBerry phone. But what happened with that company? They failed to analyze the future, or the consumer preferences are going on. So in simple words, we can define what the consumer wants. If you facilitate them, if you provide any service that make their life easy, they will buy that. So they failed to realize, and other marketplace, for example, Samsung, Apple, they gave it the market. Recent statistics show that the fintech startups exceeded more than 2,000 compared to the previous year. And I would like to quote the exact words of the Central Bank of Mr. Ibrahim, he is the governor of Central Bank of Malaysia in Alfalah. He stated that in a recent speech in a conference. He stated that an estimated 10 to 40% of overall banking revenue could be at risk by 2025. The program which we are talking previously, 80% of the banking effective, they stated that the consumer banking and the fund transfers, that could be the mostly disrupted area. So that means he's raising the point, the banks need to think over their revenue streams, and they need to take care whether new market entrants are going to enter in this and how they can cope with. So this is a very important. Then banking overall is also viewed as SRI, for example, sustainable investments, ethical banking, risk sharing banking, because Islamic banking is present at the moment in 100 countries around the world. We can debate whether which country is leading, but in even those countries, let me give you one example. For example, in Germany, we launched first Islamic bank. We did not Amana Institute of Islamic Finance and Economics, part Qatar Finance House with the help of Kuwait Finance House. They managed to start their Kuwait Turk Bank in 2015. That means a country with having 6 million Muslim population, we are having a bank where you can have the basic access to the financial services. And similarly in Holland and in other parts of the world, if there is not a full-fledged Islamic bank available, you have the access to the cooperatives, to the other forms of banking channel. So that means in European countries, banking is also viewed as responsible finance. So because we had a good discussion, we cannot call it Islamic when other political activities are going on, and you have to take care of consumer and population sentiment as well. So you switch to the different names. And then responsible finance is also viewed as a good strategy, because people are linking finance inclusiveness with technology, because they believe that you can link with and in order to outreach your product and services. So this is one slide which I would like to show why we need to think over the Islamic sector. Let me move to another slide here. The research shows that 70% of world's population by 2020 will have access to smartphones. You know the benefits of smartphones. If you have access of 70% of the world population having access to the smartphones, then they will be definitely using smartphone technology software to access banking and finance services. So that means this will be impacted by the banking industry. So there should be something to do. Then the global marketplace, she is the CEO of Hong Kong Islamic Bank based in Hong Kong, and other marketplaces, they are emphasizing we need to think over about Islamic Bank. Because of the huge untapped market potential, as I already stated the figure, there was only 4 billion investment in 2013, which increased up to 12 billion by the end of 2014. If you look at the smartphone users by the end of 2016, 1.9 billion smartphone users by the end of 2015, currently they are using smartphones. This is a big segment which are having access, they know how to use it. Banks can leverage this opportunity as well. If you look at the adult population, 42% of the adult population, which is roughly 2 billion, they are still from the finance, still absent from the formal financial services. That means they are not attached or they are not having a relationship with a financial institution. The central bank of Bahrain, he called it fintech a game changer, says the central bank of Bahrain. So that means I'm just quoting the different references to to assure you or give an emphasis that in some countries people are taking it very seriously.
Understanding of Islamic concepts, Islamic finance.
The lack of understanding of
Not
Islam.
knowledge. They are still confused.
There are a lot of reasons behind the question actually. We are asking the customer. We work from Bank Alfalah Islamic. So the first prospect they in their minds, if we are from Islamic banking and being a Muslim country, we will want to go Islamic banking. So there are a lot of reasons.
So my question is, what is the most important reason? What is the most compelling? If I ask you 5 reasons, you can list down, okay, this is the most important. Then I will show you some research, because there could be a variation between the research and what, because you are the real guy on the ground. So that was my question. What is the most important? Yes.
They are saying that conventional banking and Islamic banking are the same.
Okay.
We are doing the same working.
Okay, misconception is about Islamic banking. And any other reason?
People are very sensitive about this topic, so the acceptability level is very low. So people are not very much generous to accept new ideas, especially related to the religion. So that's the main problem. I think this is very sensitive issue,
Okay.
and acceptability is not that much.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the point we are going to talk here. Research shows that only worldwide 7% of unbanked Muslim people, they cite religion as a barrier to access banking financial services. 7%. It could be, we can debate whether this statistic is correct or not, because might be the population, the sampling is not correct, but we can take it, let's assume that 7% or 10% or 20%.
More documentation and making more and more due diligence about account opening.
Okay.
There's a huge difference between Pakistan and
I absolutely agree with that. We are not comparing, I'm just giving you a perspective. Because I'm from that environment and you are from here. And then I came to know that in some recent weeks, if some cash flow from not foreign direct investment, some cash flow, your customer is paying you and money is coming to Pakistan, even you have to, as a company, you have to tell them bank that this money is paid by customer ABC and the reason of this payment is consulting services are, so I was not aware of it.
Exchange regulations in Pakistan, exchange regulation is not very much aligned with the real consumers' needs. So this is one of the issues as well. The consumer side, in foreign exchange and investment side, we have a bit rather but said by Fasi. We have some issues earlier with the FAC of our Office of Foreign Asset Control and international binding. So if we want to open some account, we have many checks and balances at a time at the level of branch manager, the operational manager. So you are very right. We have serious issues on that side. One is that the digital banking is not very much in Islamic side right now. In conventional side, that is working quite far behind. अगर 20 साल पहले वहाँ काम हुआ तो यहाँ पे I think we are very behind them. And other than regulatory issues are there.
Okay, thank you for sharing your knowledge and your insights. So the point I was making, we need to do our access, so easy access, so that if somebody is willing to enter into Islamic banking, so we can ease the process, we can ease that, we can welcome. So he's saying, okay, how much time is taking, whether it's or a conventional bank. So then it would be a good opportunity. Then we need to design appropriate products, so segmented products and attractive products. So this would be some starting points. And now, in the context of fintech, how we can leverage it. So, where is the point starting point, and how many stakeholders are involved in it? If we look at, I'm just talking about in the context of unbanked segment of population, we have 4 stakeholders, main stakeholders which are involved in fintech. First of all, microfinance institution, whether they are providing cash or whether they are providing other microfinance services. You have seen that in recent years, around the globe, microfinance institutions are booming. So they are penetrating in some countries rapidly and in some countries slowly. On the other hand, it's very easy to just state, but to implement it. And I believe that as you are the pioneers in Islamic banking in Pakistan, and Bank Alfalah has resources, you can think over how you can start in the area of fintech. Then another tool is, another opportunity is use of data analytics. Data analytics means how you can analyze with the use of technologies, different software, the preferences of consumers, which product and services they are inclined towards. So this is another area. Then of course we have talked again and again over the use of smartphones in Islamic banking and other regulators can also help because there should be also regulations regarding the fintech. These are some of the opportunities. We have already talked this one. The impact of fintech to the future of banking is also huge because many people are using smartphones. We have already many players which are offering conventional services, but they could be used as Islamic banking and how Islamic banks can use it. While Islamic banking solution, there are already several initiatives in this area, but there is a need to further explore opportunities, easy bank processing, smart collaboration with other startups and technological organizations. However, we have also some challenges. If there is an opportunity, there are some also challenges. The first and important area is challenging data safety, because if you are taking your all data on smartphones, on cloud computing, and on other electronic devices which are not in your physical presence, because there are some technologies where you have decentralized operations, then how you are going to ensure the data safety, especially when there are massive attempts of data hacking. So this is an important area. Then we have dispute resolution. As you know that in the area of fintech, there are several organizations. Because there is one startup technological organization, then there is a bank, then consumer, and there are various other parties are involved in it. Another question is, and might be some parties are not located in Pakistan, they are providing their services based in Dubai or in States or in Europe. In case of any dispute among the parties, at which court you are going to settle. So this could be another important challenge. Another challenge is regulation versus freedom. Because if you talk about startups and if they try to implement their ideas, they would like to have freedom. And if you look at the banking sector, and if you're coming up a new digital product, then up to how far extent you can go beyond your scope. Might be there are some other regulators, they are going to limit your scope, and especially after getting a conversation with you in your office, so I was thinking how banks in Pakistan deal with it. Of course, there should be regulation so that the banks can innovate, they can provide some further solutions even if they are not their core business activities. I would like to make this point as well, because this is a very important point. In Europe, there are several ways to offer banking products and services. The banks are not the only marketplace.
Islamic finance, which is only being spread through digital banking. Any specific examples?
Okay. Two very interesting questions from Mr. Ahmed Anis. First question is why we call it Islam. This is a word which we try to, because if we go to, we have already a paradigm. If I go to a consumer and a customer and if I call, we will provide you services through financial technology or smartphone industry, and then he can call and he can ask, okay, if he's sensitive to his beliefs, and he can call, okay, whether it's Islamic or non-Islamic, and as I earlier mentioned, this phenomena is primarily in our subcontinent. I have traveled extensively to Southeast Asian countries and Balkan and West. There is very less phenomena in those countries because many people, now things are changing in even Pakistan, but many people in past, they thought that we are following West and the technology is coming and the banks are coming, they are created by the kuffar and so forth. So that is why might be this Islamic, the word is used to give them a signal that we are offering a Sharia compliant solution. Of course, it could be used without them. If your consumer is a bit educated, he or she has better knowledge, then you can call whatever, even if you can say fintech or digital banking or online banking, then it could be fine. And another question which is also interesting, the use of technology or fintech in Malaysia, as I giving you an example, they are offering with help of these 6 Islamic banks, they are offering joint access to finance. They are reaching the role of as a rich to give the money to the ultimate investor. We have another organization based in Dubai. They are using the crowdfunding platform. There are still some products under construction. They are on the initial phase to give microfinance loans. As I stated in my start of presentation, fintech is a very recent phenomenon, and it will take some time. Still, Islamic banks in Southeast Asian region, in Malaysia, Indonesia, they are actively engaged in this, and they are devising their products and services. So it will take some time until we have a complete range of products to do something on a bigger scale, and which could be potentially viable and beneficial. So I'm very
Thank you.
Mr. Ishfaq, for sharing the valuable knowledge regarding the fintech and the future challenges. Definitely, as you mentioned, it is a big challenge, and we need to think about it. Alfalah Bank is already working a lot on this technology side, and we are already introducing our alternate distribution channel products, and we are working on it, and we are improving it. And Alhamdulillah, other players are also, mobile companies are introducing so many products, and so much so we are in process of one of telecom companies to launch a mobile Islamic finance solutions. No doubt, it's a challenge for industry, and if we will not move with this new technology, वो जो बात आपने कही कि ATM होता था तो वो एक दीवार से पैसे ऐसा दौर था कि ATM के was altogether a new thing. So if will not, क्योंकि इतनी तेजी से चीजें इवॉल्व हो रही हैं, इतनी तेजी से चीजें चेंज हो रही होती हैं कि जब तक आप उसके साथ पेस के साथ नहीं चलते तो वो फिर एक लोग पीछे रह जाते हैं, जैसे आपने नोकिया की और अदर कंपनीज की और प्रोडक्ट्स की एग्जांपल दी. So it's a big challenge in Pakistan also, definitely at the moment. There's a lot of share shifted from banking to these mobile operators, and there is a lot of incursion in that area as well. So it's a big challenge, and it's a good sharing of knowledge. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Emma, for arranging this session. Thank you very much for all of you for participation.
If you can fill it, because it's the policy of our organization, if even a CEO is giving a presentation, we would like to evaluate what are the plus points, negative points, and how we can improve, because how we learn from doing different sessions. Please just invest your 30 seconds and fill this evaluation form. That will be a return of my investment coming at Bank Alfalah. Thank you very much.
It was a good session, sharing knowledge with Mr. Ishfaq and understanding of fintech and its development in international Islamic economic and finance field especially. And definitely it's a challenge for banking industry as well, just to cope up with these new technologies, and introducing all these and taking care of all these segments at their floors also. Until and unless we will not take care of this these developments, it will be a challenge for banking industry, and will be one of the losers in this. So it was a very nice session, sharing knowledge, and inshallah we'll be keep on arranging such sessions, like and like we are intend to sign, and I'm only with Amana for sharing knowledge from our side. And thank you very much, Mr. Ishfaq, for coming here on the way on behalf of Bank Alfalah. Inshallah, looking forward to develop this collaborative relationship way forward.
Thanks to Ashfaq Saab, he has done a great contribution, and thanks to Amana Institute, we, one of the largest banks in the country, Bank Alfalah, we are grateful to them. And today's session on fintech, and especially the Islamic fintech, I think this is the key. This is the future of the banking industry, of the financial services, and of the financial landscape, which will shape the services of the Islamic banking and finance in the next couple of decades. And the session was quite mind-opening. It was a short session, but Ashfaq Saab handled it very appropriately, very professionally, and we look forward for a mutually beneficial collaboration between Amana Institute and Bank Alfalah, inshallah, which will be beneficial not only for the banking industry in Pakistan, but also for the Islamic finance industry at the local and global levels. Thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Ashfaq. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Amana Institute of Islamic Finance and Economics. We have conducted a guest lecture at Bank Alfalah Islamic Banking Division in Lahore, Pakistan, where we talked about fintech and its application in Islamic banking. The session was attended by substantial number of senior vice presidents, managers. I would like to thank you on the behalf of Amana Institute of Islamic Finance and Economics for providing us an opportunity to share knowledge, because Amana Institute of Islamic Finance and Economics is one of the leading business intelligence, research and development, capacity building institution. And it was a great pleasure to be here in Lahore for this specific event, and we are looking forward ways to collaborate more with Bank Alfalah for the facilitation of Islamic banking and finance services. Thank you so much for the Bank Alfalah once again, and for organizing this wonderful session. Thank you.